This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hey guys, it's Karen here. Unfortunately, we don't have a new episode for you this week as Anna is under the weather. So do join me in wishing her a speedy recovery. Get your pom-poms out. You know the drill at this point. She just really has to want it if she wants to get better. So look, we will be back as usual next week. But until then, we thought we might release a little something special for you just to tide you over. So this is episode 2 of our Caitlin series. So if you've been wondering what's going on in Highgate since we released the very first one back in August, hopefully this will hit the spot for you. So Caitlin is scheming her way to rootin tootin newcomer Jed's heart. But it seems that this girl Diana is going to get in her way, which simply will not do. So we hope you enjoy. Thanks, guys.
Look right down any crowded hall. You'll see there's a beauty standing. Is she really everywhere or a reflection? One always calls out to you, the other's shy and quiet. Could there be two different girls who look the same at Sweet Valley High? Sweet Valley High.
You have your kind of intro. Okay.
Oh, yes.
What are we doing?
Okay. Welcome to Pi Beta Alpha, the podcast in which we explore the strange and terrifying world of Caitlin Ryan, book by book. I'm Anna Gary.
I'm Karen Moynihan.
And we are back with part 2 of Loving.
The titles don't deliver, but the content really does.
Yes, this is very true. Now, the titles really do not deliver. I feel they could have tried harder.
They really could have.
Even in the Love trilogy, they could have done a bit more with the whole, love business. But
true.
You know what? As you say, the content is spectacular, and also they went to town with the covers because there are multiple covers in this for this book.
There's so many editions of all these books. It seems like, So I guess we're just gonna as many covers as we can find. We will chat about.
Exactly. So cover 2 is the version that I am reading myself. Thank you, Morgan, friend of the show.
Indeed.
And it is quite different from Big Painted Face.
Yeah, it's a departure from the Big Face series, yes. And then it's a photo, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's very early 90s. The way she's dressed, it's kind of giving Jennifer Connelly in Labyrinth, the big floaty shirt with the lace collar. It's a lot.
Oh, yeah. And the hair.
Waistcoat and the hair. That's kind of that, but horsey.
Yes.
Because she's got props.
Oh, she does. Slightly sinister props, to be honest.
Quite sinister, yeah. She's wearing, I guess, riding gloves, but they're like black leather gloves. Well, she's wearing a glove.
Which makes it creepier.
It's very murdery looking. So she's wearing this shiny black leather glove. The other glove is in her hand, along with a riding crop. I don't know. It's a little unsettling, this whole thing. And it's lit very strangely as well, this whole photo. She's kind of gazing off into the distance, but the whites of her eyes are they're so white that she looks slightly possessed.
She does.
So
she's mad. There's something manic about that expression.
There's a lot going on between the eyeballs and the gloves and the riding crop. She has the lovely long black hair, so she has that part of the Caitlin vibe. Absolutely nailed. Look, she does look like a rich bitch. So
oh, that's true. True. And she's sort of leaning on some sort of woven cushion or something.
It's probably was it a saddle? Is she leaning on a saddle? That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yes, I'm just looking very closely.
It's quite dark. Again, the lighting is kind of not great. I think her elbow is on a saddle actually, and then it's like
like a horse blanket.
Yeah, the bit that goes under the saddle. If I recall, it's called a numna. I don't know if that's actually what it's called in other countries, but I remember it being a numna. Cressida, feel free to correct me on that as our resident horse girl.
Our resident equestrian.
Indeed.
This book begins with Caitlin still on a high after her horsey date, in inverted commas, with Ned.
Jed.
Or Jed. Sorry, God. Come on. Who can blame me with all the Sweet Valley double names?
Oh my, yes. As one of the listeners pointed out, there's so much recycling of names like that. It's actually a bit ridiculous.
Completely. Well, she decides she's not going to be too eager. She doesn't want Jed to think that like she's desperate or anything, which she fucking is.
Oh my God. She is so desperate. Like it's absolutely emanating from her. And yet she's like, no, I'm playing it cool. It's like, Caitlin, you're really not, babe.
Absolutely not. So, of course, she's going to Ryan Acres for the weekend, leaving straight. It's a Friday now, and she's going to leave straight after the last class. And she's sure that, her classmates, his male classmates, or anything to go by the time she returns, he'll be camped in front of her dorm door, anxious to see her.
Terrifying.
Seriously.
Yeah, so she's not around for the weekend. There's this big dance on, but she's not stressed because she's Caitlin Ryan, These kind of things don't bother her.
Of course not. So she's in such a good mood. She piles her tray at lunchtime with a giant feast. And we're told, she probably would never eat at all, but she felt hungry. And unlike some of the other girls, she never had to worry about dieting.
Ugh. Shut up,
Caitlin. And then we get a description of the dining room, and yet again, it's like an ode to a plantation house. It does say the word plantation house again, more than once.
Because it's like the original dining room of the plantation house, and then talks about like what an amazing room it is. But I'm just like, this building is a nightmare. Like, I just can't get over the plantationness of it.
Yeah, the elegant graciousness of the architecture. Do you know what balances out the graciousness? The fact that it's basically a death camp.
Oh my God. It is.
Like a lot of romanticizing of this building.
So much. Yes, it's horrible, but I feel like we're just going to have to try and push through that because unfortunately, this is our setting.
It sure is. So Caitlin sees Ginny, her roommate, and her friend Morgan on the other side of the room. But on the way, the soccer team boys call her over, and she kind of flirts with them very, very, like, she's not subtle.
No, she's not. She's kind of teasing them about like this amazing idea she has for the fundraiser. Roger is the kind of like the alpha of the group, so she's kind of taunting him about like, that secret we were talking about, and you're going to be the first to know. And she's like, oh, should I whisper it in your ear? And all the boys are like, oh, what makes Roger so special? You can tell all of us. So she really kind of plays up this whole thing basically, and gets them all to agree to take part in it until they hear, or before they actually hear what her idea is. But again, she's doing this all like really like overly flirtatiously.
Yes.
She is flirting with the entire table.
Subtle as a brick. That's our Caitlin. So they all agree. She says she won't tell them what it is until they agree to do it. These absolute idiots say yes to this. And,
they're so thirsty,
they really are. And then they freeze with horror when they find out the news. And Caitlin merrily says that there's 5 of them here. They're going to need at least 7 more contestants. So they're going to have a meeting on Monday night in the gym, and she'll tell them all the details. But she doesn't have any time now to tell them, anymore. But she basically sets them the job of finding more recruits.
She does. And I do have to point out that one of the soccer players at this table is called Cliff Richards, which I found hilarious.
Gotta get a rockin' talk.
Because I'm just picturing like this table of teen boys accompanied by Cliff
Richards. It's Christmas time.
What are you doing there, Cliff? Get out of here.
Well, come on, pretty baby. Let's move it and groove it.
Do let him in.
What's he doing in this team? Well, he was the Peter Pan of pop.
Well, there you go. There you go. A different time.
Sure was. So Caitlin leaves them and sails away towards Ginny and Morgan. And she's all smug about signing up volunteers to the beauty contest. But then who should come into the room and and freeze her in her tracks. But Jed, as Morgan says, Highgate's new boy idol.
Wonderful.
But he is not alone.
No, he is, of course, with Emily, who we know now is his cousin, and a girl called Diana. Apparently, she's here on scholarship, and the girls don't really remember her name. Ginny says that her name is Diana.
Yes.
And Caitlin reveals that Emily is Jed's cousin. The other girls didn't know this, and they're kind of trying to figure out where Diana fits into all of this. But I think Caitlin realizes that she's seen Diana and Emily together. And one of the others realizes that she's really quiet, spends most of her free time babysitting for Dr. Foster to earn extra money. So I guess Diana's a little bit of an outsider here, and she's not one of the like fucking 1% because she's having to, work for her place there.
Which makes Caitlin wrinkle her nose with disdain, we're told.
Yeah.
Diana. Sorry, I have a Spanish friend called Diana, so when I see the name written down now, that's what I think of it. But she's decidedly plain. Nothing special at all.
Oh my God. Yeah, Caitlin is basically just giving her the once over, and she's like, figure's not too bad. Her clothes are terrible. Apparently, she has nice blonde hair, and that's about the only interesting thing about her as far as Caitlin is concerned. But she's not overly worried. Definitely doesn't see her as a threat.
Exactly. So she tries to be Caitlin tries to be chill, but she noticed Jed's attentiveness to Diana, and she didn't like it one bit. So she's sure that Jed can't have seen her sitting on the far side of the room. Of course, he'd have come over because she's such a deranged egomaniac. Like the thought that he's not interested does not cross her mind.
Yeah, she's posted up, and he has to come over and pay tribute.
So he says, like, basically that, and she says that Jed is like, oh, Emily's like going out of her way to make me feel welcome. So he's just being nice, having lunch with her and her friend, and Ginny is clearly amused because Morgan doesn't know anything about Caitlin's crush on Jed, but Ginny sure does, and she skedaddles, and apparently she's still pissed off, and understandably, with Caitlin for basically, saddling her with Terry the other day. Because remember, Caitlin told Terry, tried to get rid of him, and said, oh, go play tennis with Ginny. And it was basically to keep both Ginny and Terry away from the stables while she was chatting up Jed.
Yeah, so even though Ginny seemed like she actually liked Terry, she was obviously annoyed by this because it was just Caitlin being really manipulative, and apparently Terry was acting like he was doing Ginny this big favor by playing tennis with her, so she was just like, fuck this.
Well, Caitlin decides she's going to head off too, and she hilariously walks past Jed's table and literally does a, hi, I didn't see you there.
Oh, she does. I feel like she does this quite a bit.
Yes.
Where she's like saunters along and she's like, oh, hi. She's
like,
so fake.
It's so obvious. Like, people would rumble this quite quickly. Or suggest she like gets an eye test.
Truly, yeah. It's like, Caitlin, can you really not see us from over there? You might need glasses, babe.
Yeah, well, I should do that. What that would mean in this universe. But she's so rude. She totally ignores Diana as she flirts with Jed, and she suggests Emily join her for a ride with the stables, where she will mount her trusty steed, Duster.
Indeed.
And Jed barely says a word. But when he says to her, you have a good weekend too, we're told his words held a silent message, which Caitlin understood perfectly. I'll try, she said, looking back at him with those penetrating eyes that seemed to signal the words, but I'd rather be here with you. Like, I'm sorry, Caitlin. Are you literally telling yourself he's sending you secret messages with his eyes? This is worrying.
She is absolutely nuts. I love her. Just an absolute like egomaniac narcissist. She's tremendous fun.
Well, we cut to Ryan Acres, where Caitlin tries to relax and keep her spirits up by soaking in her sunken bath. And she has to pick an outfit that will please her grandmother for this soiree with the mine boss and the union heads. And you're going to describe some of these outfits, no doubt.
Oh, yes.
But we do learn that none of her even dressier pantsuits will do, because apparently Regina Ryan frowns upon slacks at social gatherings.
Fucking hell. So funny. So yeah, it's funny Because like Caitlin picks this dress, and as we get the description of it, she's like, "Yes, this is a wise choice. You know, her grandmother will really be pleased with this." And as I was reading it, I was like, "She is going to hate this dress, Caitlin. What are you talking about?"
Yes, because it's a dress they got in Rome, we're told. So I guess
Mhm.
that's her reasoning that her grandmother was there when she bought it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, think of the setting. Think of the scenario that you're in
yeah.
now,
Hmm.
Caitlin. It's essentially a work dinner.
Yeah.
So she's friend that it's like the head of a mining company and some of
Yeah.
the union guys, and like she's all she schmoozes them basically, and um she's polite and she's good at this. But then who should stride purposefully in through the double doors, a smile pasted on her slim, patrician looking face, but Regina Ryan.
Yeah, because all the guys are like, "Oh, where's your grandmother?" And she's like, "Oh, she's probably taking a phone call." And it's like, was Regina just standing behind the doors waiting to like make a big entrance? She's so dramatic.
But she doesn't even say hello to her granddaughter, who she hasn't
No.
seen for a while. So she just sort of drags her off into one of the corners of the immense living room.
Yeah, it's so big she can just have a private conversation with her.
I
Um,
could do that in my house.
so funny. Yeah, so Caitlin is kind of like, oh, no hello, no how are you? This is like typical grandmother. She's so cold. And obviously the grandmother is annoyed with her and she's like, why, what's wrong? And of course she hates the dress that Caitlin has chosen. She tells her it's too flashy. She should take it off and put on something more appropriate. This isn't one of your school parties.
So Caitlin stiffens with humiliation because nothing she did pleased her grandmother, and she thinks of the plainest dress she can think of, and Regina Ryan is like, yes, much better. Yeah, she's basically putting Caitlin to work. She's going to make her change into these dowdy duds, and then have her tell one of the union guys about the fundraiser for the scholarship for mining orphans, whatever it is.
Sure, yeah.
But she feels miserable basically.
She's very deflated going off up the steps and just feels like it's going to be a very long weekend.
But when we cut to Highgate Academy on Monday, she's singing a different tune.
Yeah, so as usual, she's just lying her ass off because Ginny asks about her weekend, and Caitlin's like, "Oh yes, it was fabulous. You know, it was such a great party, and there was tennis and horse riding and champagne on the lawn." And Ginny's like, "Yeah, that sounds great, but like, why do you look so down?" Because Ginny misses nothing. Like, she is
Yeah,
great.
she sees right through
She
Caitlin, and she
does.
does care about her.
Yeah.
So she's clearly trying to get her to admit, that something's wrong. But Caitlin, won't budge basically.
Yeah.
And then Ginny's like, because Caitlin says, "Look, you haven't told me what went on here this weekend." And Ginny grimaces and says, "Well, I was waiting for you to ask because I don't think you're going to like it." And oh boy, she won't.
She sure won't. So there was a pep rally apparently on the Friday evening. Emily and Diana came by themselves. And like loads of the girls were waiting for Jed to come over, but he never did. He just hung out with Emily and Diana for the whole thing. But I'm going to call her Regina. Caitlin isn't too bothered about this. She's like, no, that's fine. Look, if he'd gone off with like Dorothy, I might be upset. But Emily and Diana, that's not a problem. Like Emily's just showing him around, and Diana's like, whatever. She's not anyone to worry about. But then Ginny continues and points out that he came to the dance with Emily and Diana as well, and danced with Diana like all
Yeah,
night, basically.
yeah, because Caitlin's like, "Oh yeah, he was just like Emily didn't want to go alone. He was just doing her a favor." And Ginny's like, "Okay, is that what he told you?"
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he spent the entire night with Diana, either dancing or talking, and he didn't look like she was suffering. And Caitlin literally laughs in her face.
She's such a bitch. She's like, oh, Ginny, you crack me up. You really don't expect me to believe Jed spent a whole night with a nothing like Diana.
So horrible. And
She's so mean.
Jenny's like, well, do you know what? You can believe what you want, but it's the truth. And
Yeah.
Caitlin is genuinely freaked because apparently Ginny does not exaggerate and she
Mm.
doesn't, tell, like, she doesn't lie. She doesn't tell
Yeah.
stories that aren't true for drama. Um, so Caitlin just, says, oh, doesn't mean anything. He was probably bored. And then asks what Ginny was up to. Like, oh, I suppose you're just like saying all this because you spent the whole night by yourself. And Ginny's all like, no, I didn't. She said airily, but she won't tell who she's interested in because she knows Caitlin will fuck it up.
So good. Yeah, like Ginny is such a smart cookie. She's just like, she knows Caitlin well enough to know what to tell her and what to leave out. And she is not budging. She's just like, because Caitlin's really pressing her for info. And she's like, no, forget it. When I'm ready, I'll tell you. And that's all she's getting out of her.
I love it.
Yeah.
So she goes off for a shower and Caitlin simmers with rage.
She's so angry. So yeah, she's so annoyed because she thinks if she had been at the dance instead of suffering through a boring weekend at Ryan Acres, none of this would have happened.
And she thinks that this Diana person is like she would never have had a look in with Jed if Caitlin was on the scene.
Indeed.
Well, we cut to Wednesday afternoon where Caitlin and her horse Duster meet Emily at the stables. And we learned that she's chosen a horse called Journeyman for Jed. And then she asks Emily about the dance, but she's so, faux casual.
Oh God, yeah, she's so cool and playing it it's so carefree as if she's just making conversation. But of course she's trying to like get as much information out of Emily as possible before Jed gets there. But yeah, she's like, oh, because apparently Terry was dancing a good bit with Emily, so she kind of brings this up, and Emily's like, yeah, she was so delighted about it because she always thought he was really cute. So then she kind of moves on the conversation. She's like, and did Diana have a good time too? Just really obviously fishing.
Yes. And Emily says the best because apparently Emily had a hard time getting her to come because Diana feels a bit like an outsider because she's a scholarship girl and she's got a babysit to pay her way, but meeting Jed has been great for her. And Caitlin's like, oh, so they're seeing each other, and Emily's like, like, yeah, well, nothing serious, but they're really friendly, and I'm so happy because I never thought they'd hit it off like this. And Caitlin's like, neither did I. And we're told she used all the skills she'd picked up at the drama club to hide her disgust.
I feel like she's an absolutely open book, this girl. That just every expression is just there on her face when she's talking to someone.
100%.
Like no poker face whatsoever. I just can't see it.
None. We learned that now this would make me quite reassured if I were Caitlin, unless there's something very worrying going on. But we learned that Diana's a lot like Jed's younger sister, who's all shy.
Yeah, because when their parents got divorced a couple of years ago, the little sister really fell apart, and Jed was great for like minding her. So again, Caitlin's like mad to hear more about this. And Emily then tells her about Jed's mother, who like ran off on the family basically, and they haven't seen her in ages. But she's like, oh, no, don't tell Jed I told you any of this. But yeah, you'd think that Caitlin would be reassured by this revelation and that Jed just sees Diana as a little sister, or like, feels like he kind of wants to look out for her. But yeah, Caitlin is still just worryingly kind of like, sussing her out as a threat still.
Yes, exactly. She sees we then learn that Jed's younger sister suffered during the divorce of her parents because apparently Jed's mother sounds a bit like Caitlin. This is like an incestuous shit show.
Oh God, yeah, it does seem like the mother and Caitlin would actually probably hit it off.
Or be deadly rivals.
Or that they're actually too similar to get along. No, you're right. Yes, because she likes to flirt. She was gorgeous and always seemed out of place on the ranch apparently. So yeah, she took off for California with some producer who'd been filming a movie not far from the ranch, and yeah, none of them have seen her in years.
Oh, I'm sure that will come back to
surely.
Like, I hope. But Emily asks Caitlin not to mention any of this to Jed.
Mm-hmm.
So Caitlin asks Emily to join this fundraising committee she's organising, and Emily accepts, and she's like, oh, I wish that Diana could take part in it too, but I guess she's going to be so busy with babysitting. And Caitlin is all like, but then, because she's such a sociopath, it strikes her that Diana being excluded might make Jed feel even more sorry for her. So she's like, God. Oh, fuck. Okay. What? Just ask her anyway, because she's sure that Diana won't say yes.
Yes.
She doesn't want it to create a situation where it looks like she's excluding poor little Diana.
Of course, because I guess there are some things that she'd be like, no, that's too obvious, even for Caitlin. But when she does say that Emily could ask Diana anyway, she says, look, if Diana does join, apparently Caitlin would think of 100 ways of making her feel uncomfortable. Like, she is such a huge bitch.
Terrifying.
She really is like an amped up Jessica Wakefield.
Yes. Which I kind of like that they're just blatant about what a sociopath she is.
Like, yeah, we're not pretending like she's some misunderstood girl. Well, maybe there's a little bit of that because her grandmother is such a bitch, but like,
there is that.
I'm sorry, Caitlin is a nightmare.
An actual sociopath. That's all
Yeah.
I can say. Apparently Diana doesn't have many friends, just, Emily Jed and Lawrence Baxter, who's like a
Mm.
nice, good-looking, quiet guy. But apparently he was Diana's brother's best friend until the brother was killed in a car accident. And he's the one who suggested going for the scholarship.
Yes. Yeah. So I guess there's some kind of a connection there with this guy, Lawrence. So yeah, there's some existing relationship, yeah, between him and Diana that like he's probably like a big brother to her, I guess.
Yes, exactly. So who should then arrive but Jed?
Well, he's here, yes. So he kind of taunts them, saying that he ran all the way down thinking he was late, and it turns out they aren't even saddled up. So they get their horses all kitted out and head off on a nice trail. And it seems like Journeyman was a good pick as well for Jed because now it also seems like he's well used to handling horses, so he would have been fine anyway. But Caitlin's like delighted with herself that it was a good choice for Jed to ride.
Yes, and there's quite a lot of trail chat,
Yes.
and horse stuff. Like Caitlin shows off her jumping skills. She and
Mhm.
Duster take kind of a difficult jump, but Jed kind of implies that she pushed her horse too hard. He says, like,
Yeah.
you really ride him to the inch, don't you? And his tone is mild, but the way he accented the words made Caitlin feel as if he thought she'd been pushing Duster just to make an impression, which means he sees right through her because she 100% was doing this.
She told like she was showing off. Like that's absolutely what she was doing, and she's just annoyed now that she's kind of been like mildly called out on it.
Exactly. So she's like, oh, we do work well together, don't we? She chooses to ignore his implied criticism.
She will not be deterred.
She's like, we're just out here to have fun. And he's like, I'd say you take it a bit more seriously than that.
Yeah, he's a bit like Ginny that way, that he does see through her and like her lies don't really work on him, or at least not to the same extent as everybody else.
Yes. Which I like.
Mm.
The Jed also shows off a bit
Mhm.
because he tackles a difficult jump on a horse that he's ever ridden before, but of course he pulled it off. So basically, the two of them are both show-offs who will risk an animal's safety.
Yeah, so actually they're perfectly suited for each other. But they could just leave the horses out of it.
Well, Emily says, oh, we've got to give Diana riding lessons. And Caitlin is like, she doesn't ride. And then learns that Diana not only doesn't ride, but she's scared of horses. So this is just like her eyes widen in amazement, but secretly she's delighted to hear it.
Oh my God, you know she's so thrilled to get this little bit of information. It's like, is she going to try and trick Diana somehow that she's in a room with a horse all of a sudden and the poor girl will freak out?
So they set off and then they take a trail which is described in great detail. Of course, Jed is a natural horseman.
Mhm.
They talk about their colonial family histories.
Oh, fuck me. Just every setting basically in this book is fucking haunted. Like
Yes.
these entire series just take place on a giant graveyard. It's grim.
Oh man, yeah. So they go off to Montana before the Civil War to go colonize that,
Hmm.
and then Caitlin's family arrived. I mean, I guess is this the Ryans? I presume so. They settle near Williamsburg. I guess is that colonial Williamsburg. Then they
Probably.
were plantation owners.
Ew.
Ugh.
Gross. Horrible.
Then
Hate
mine
this.
owners when the market for crops went bad. Like they're just different kinds of villains.
Yeah, basically just robber barons all the way down.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Torturers.
Yeah.
So, and now her grandmother has a horse breeding farm and owns Ryan Mining.
Mhm.
And Caitlin's like, we sure come from the same kind of background. Very sexy.
Like, you should be embarrassed about this background.
Yes.
This should be a source of deep shame for you. Not
Yes.
like, oh, I guess we're both terrible people.
Or our ancestors are at least. And we are
They don't
enjoying
seem put out by any of this.
yeah, we're enjoying the fruits of their terrible deeds with our riches. So then Caitlin is so absorbed with basically perving on his straight, ruggedly handsome profile
Mhm.
that she's forgotten that they're reaching a really difficult part of the trail, and she almost misses a jump. And poor Duster, the innocent party in all this, bashes his poor leg.
Yeah, so poor Duster gets a bit of an injury. So she jumps off and she is obviously very worried because she does really care for Duster, but also like she should have been fucking paying attention. So he really banged his right knee, apparently. There's a bit of a
Yes.
scratch. but she does kind of feel like, yeah, this is her fault and she should have been watching out for it. And she kind of can't believe how careless she was.
Yes. And like she said, she's worried about Duster, and Jed said it would have been a lot worse if you'd broken your neck. And we're told the concern in his eyes as he looked up at her left Caitlin speechless. He was really worried about her. I mean, I would think that being glad you haven't actually killed yourself would be the bare minimum of concern.
It's like, I'm glad you didn't die. Wow, he loves me. She's bananas.
She sure is. So then, just as she's like, floating on air with this compliment, Jed suggests going back to base because he has to go and help Diana study, which stuns Caitlin. She is so horrified by this.
She is shocked and appalled. She can't believe he's rushing off to leave her for some other girl. And here she'd just nearly fallen and broken her neck.
So she tries to be calm, but she's pretty much a bitch. Because Jed is going to help her do some babysitting so she can get some work done, and he's like, I don't mind, I like kids. And like, Jed is coming across as a good egg, in general.
Yeah.
And we're told Caitlin was gripping her rein so tightly that Duster shook his head in protest.
No, Caitlin, be cool.
Poor Duster, he's not suffered enough. And she mutters, well, if I'd taken on a babysitting job, I wouldn't shove it off on somebody else. And then Jed is like, oh yeah, have you had to do a lot of babysitting, Caitlin? And he just rips into her in a really satisfying way.
Oh, it's so good. Like, good for you, Jed. Because of course she's like, no, I haven't. And he just cuts her off and he's like, I don't think you've any idea how hard it is for her. Her parents don't have much money, so she's got to work and she has to keep her grades up or lose her scholarship. Like, he is absolutely not having any Diana slander on his watch. And good for him.
Yeah, and Caitlin's teeth were clenched because Jed seemed almost angry at her. Yeah, he is angry because she's being an absolute prick.
She is raging. So she has to just kind of like bite down all her anger and be like, when you put it that way, I guess I understand. And I had no idea how hard it was for her.
And then Jed sighs and says, I suppose a girl like you wouldn't understand. And Caitlin takes all her willpower not to explode with rage.
Oh my God. What did he mean by a girl like you? Saying it as if there was some awful evil attached to being born rich.
So then we're told she hasn't even been thinking about Duster, but she lies and it's like, oh yeah, well, I guess it's good that we have to go straight away because like I have to look after Duster, my poor injured horse. And apparently she had been too furious to pay much attention to her horse, but she's not about to admit that.
Hell, poor Duster. He doesn't deserve any of this.
So she says she's going to check out, like Duster looks like he's favoring one of his legs, so like his injured leg, there must be something wrong. And when Jed looks at her face for an instant, that's all, it's enough to make Caitlin wonder, we're told, if she'd misjudged the situation.
Okay. Yeah, she's now convincing herself that maybe all Jed felt was pity for Diana because Emily had said they were only friends and that Diana was a lot like his sister. So now she's like, yes, okay, this is all going my way still because he had seemed very worried when she and Duster had nearly taken that fall.
And then we're told her expression grew cunning. She'd get him yet. It was only a matter of time.
Oh
God. Sinister.
He is hilarious. Such a scary bitch.
So scary. I just love, and also, again, not chill, like her not hiding her cunning expression.
Oh God, not a bit. Between like and gripping the rein so tightly, like she cannot keep a lid on anything. She's hilarious.
It's amazing. But it turns out the poor old Duster is going to have to rest up for a few weeks because his knee is swelling up and he's going to miss a big horse show. But that's, Caitlin is concerned about him, but she's more concerned with Jed and Diana.
Yeah. And she'd been having such a wonderful time with him until he mentioned Diana. She's like, why did he have to ruin everything? And it's like, no, girl, you ruined it by being a huge bitch.
Exactly. So Caitlin's Ginny asks, like, you haven't said much about your date today. And Caitlin's like, it was fine, but I've been thinking about something else. I want to have a party at Ryan Acres next weekend. She's basically throwing this massive party just to kind of trap Jed. Because she wants to have a party, invite Jed and not Diana, because she's no friend of mine. But Emily, of course, is now her friend, so she will be invited, and so will Jed.
Yes, because of course Emily is kind of her in with Jed, so that's poor Emily is trapped in this whole mess now as well.
But Caitlin or Ginny, who is amazing, says, if you're using this party as a way to get to Jed, you're crazy. Because she kind of knows that, that this is like, she's a schemer, and also she has seen Jed and Diana together and knows that there is a vibe there.
Totally, yeah.
So, she's crazy, and she is right.
Oh, like 100%. Like Ginny definitely doesn't miss anything. She knows the score. And she's just like, this is a ridiculous plan. But of course, there's no talking to Caitlin.
Well, Caitlin returns to her homework, and the only thing she writes on the page is the name Jed. She's obsessed.
She is. Although, in a way, that is kind of like cutely relatable when you are just a teen girl obsessed with a guy.
That is true.
You do a lot of writing their name and your name and names together and all that kind of stuff.
True. So we cut to Friday. It's the big fundraiser meeting, and we learned they're going to put ads in local papers. And there's a lot of chat about how Dorothy is going to be driven to the newspaper to place the ad by Brett Perkins and his classic MG, because all these freaks are obsessed with cars.
Yeah, totally obsessed with cars and totally obsessed with admin, which is also very Sweet Valley in spirit. They're mad for the bit of bureaucracy and red tape and committees and all that kind of carry on. So the delegation is kicking off in earnest.
Very familiar. Well, the boys arrive, and Jed is not among them, and Roger is kind of annoyed when Caitlin's like, oh, where's Jed? And Caitlin realizes her mistake, because her manipulation, as she should be keeping Roger sweet.
Indeed.
So she soothes him, and then the boys reveal that the cowards don't want to, do drag.
No, they're not keen on dressing up like girls. They're like, we know it's for a good cause, but they don't want to look like total fools.
The Saskatchewan cheerleaders would have something to say about that.
They absolutely would. So yeah, no teen spirit from these guys to just throw on a skirt and be silly with it. But Caitlin comes up with a solution. She's like, yeah, that's no problem. We'll just change the costumes. She's like, you can just wear something funny, be like an English butler or a rock star or a farmer. So basically some kind of silly fancy dress as, someone with a job, basically.
Exactly. So they're all fine with this, which I guess is good. Sure. And that's that problem solved, because she's good at handling them.
Yeah.
And so she is actually kind of good at sort of plumosing people. And she imagines that her grandmother would approve of how she doesn't get flustered, basically.
Yes, like she's in control completely, like, of this whole gathering and everyone, what they're supposed to be doing, and just smooths over problems quickly. So I guess she is good at this kind of like leadership role.
She is. But then who should come in but Jed, Emily, and Diana?
Oh no! For an instant, Caitlin's face fell.
Oh, bet it did. Can you
that
imagine?
Face of hers, that hit the gym floor with a bang.
So obvious to everyone.
Totally.
But Caitlin is cunning, because she gets one of the other, there's all the different committee heads.
Yes.
Which is, now, I'm just going to say, Caitlin would thrive in some sort of anarcho-punk organization, because as anybody who has worked with anything with anarcho-punks, they fucking love committees and voting systems.
Really?
Yes, they really do. Okay. And they'd have a committee for everything, and they'd have voting systems like unanimous -3. You need a certain number to get something passed. They love a bit of admin. You can tell that I did work at a festival.
Clearly, yes.
Lady Fest Dublin, 2004. Although they were really, really sound.
Nice.
But it was, God, they fucking loved meetings and committees and steering committees and subcommittees, and I was
Amazing.
on the fundraising committee. So this is bringing back memories. but
So it's all coming back to you now.
but yeah, there's many committee heads in
Hmm.
in this fundraising group, and Caitlin gets one of them to take on Diana so she can get Emily
Yes.
and try and lure on hers and try and lure Jed too.
Oh my God. Again, this is more of Caitlin just like moving everyone around like they're on a chessboard to suit her needs. So it's
Mm.
like, you take Diana because you're all over there on that side of the room and you'll
Yes.
be away from me and Emily and also Jed.
So she asks Emily to join her group and then tells her
Mhm.
about the party in Ryan Acres.
Yes.
And Emily thinks it sounds great, but so that's one name ticked off her list. But she spots Jed with another group, and unfortunately, by the time she's finished discussing sort of the committee business with them, she turns around and Jed is nowhere to be seen.
Oh my God, he's gone. Yeah, he was heading off, walking over to Diana, I think. So, of course, Caitlin is enraged at the
Yes.
sight of this because all her little machinations came to nothing because they still found each other.
So yeah, she sees Jed she can't hear what they're saying, but she sees Jed ask her something and sees her shake her head, and Caitlin thinks, damn, because you can almost swear with these books.
Mm.
Thinks, has the mousy girl decided she didn't have enough time to work on the fundraiser, or was she just antisocial? But she can't go over and talk to Jed now because she wants to invite him to the party, but if she
Mhm.
does that in front of Diana, she'll kind of have to ask her too. So yeah, she's in a quandary. And then we find out she didn't get a chance to talk to him over the whole weekend. How big is this school? Like they're in the same year.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just have very busy weekend schedules with tennis and the horse riding. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, seriously, it's like a
Who
full-time
knows?
job.
Yeah.
So yeah, she doesn't see him over the whole weekend, and she finally spots him in a corridor, and again she starts speeding up from her friends, planning to do a sort of hello, and her lips are ready to call out a greeting, but then who should step out of a classroom? It's the person that Jed is clearly there to meet.
Fucking Diana strikes again.
Oh yeah. And yeah, they look very cozy as they walk
Mm.
away.
Yes, very much so. And like Diana's looking up at Jed adoringly. So of course Caitlin is absolutely sickened to see all this as they walk away from her. She is furious. She's like, how can he fall for that puppy dog act? She is beside herself, apparently. So much so
Yes.
that some sophomore guy hurries up and offers to walk her to her next class. And she's so put out, she agrees readily, which I guess is something she wouldn't normally do.
Yes. Well, she was just thinking that, or quote, it was disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
Oh my God. She is so enraged.
Oh, do you know, it's interesting. We have not heard Diana at all. We haven't heard her, she hasn't
That's
spoken on camera, so to
true.
speak.
Yeah, you're right. Everything is kind of at a distance, or she just kind of sees her having
Yeah.
conversations at a distance.
Interesting.
Like the one time Diana was in the scene, Caitlin just pointedly ignored her.
Yes. So the next morning, Emily approaches Caitlin and says that yes, she told Jed about the Ryan Acres party, and Jed is up for it. So
Yes.
Caitlin is delighted, and she's more
Uh-huh.
delighted when she hears that Jed was busy with like soccer team stuff over the weekend. So
Okay.
he
Yeah.
wasn't off with Diana. But then Emily asks a question.
Yes, she wonders if Caitlin would mind if she brought someone else along. She's like, I know it's kind of late to ask, and of course, it's Diana that she that she wants to invite. Caitlin nearly crushed the orange juice container in her hand.
Again, subtle as a brick.
She is just constantly simmering with rage. This girl.
Yeah, I mean that's relatable, but still, like
Yeah. But it's very
Um,
misplaced.
yes, very misplaced. And amazingly, she lies and first of all pretends the house is too small. Like that's gonna be shown up when they see this fucking mansion.
Oh God. Yeah, she's like,
And
oh, there won't be enough beds. It's like, yeah, it's not going to work. Emily's like, I can share a bed with her. I don't mind. But then also Emily has
oh
the real winner on this because she's like,
yes.
Jed actually said he'd be just as happy staying on campus and letting Diana go in his place because he has lots of stuff he can do here. So Caitlin is about to pass out with a rage stroke at the minute. Because the whole point of this party is to trap Jed in her clutches.
Yes. And even the fact that Jed is like, I don't know, I don't really care about this
Yeah.
party, but like I think it'd be really nice for you, Diana,
Diana.
because you don't have any friends. And just kind of love Jed, even though sadly, having looked at the back covers of the future books, I know where this is going.
This is not going to end well.
No. So of course Caitlin has no excuse because she can't, if it's a choice between having Jed and Diana or Diana and no Jed, obviously she's going to go for both.
Yes.
So she has to ask Diana so that Jed will come too. But Emily gives her a hug and is like, oh, Diana will be so happy. And Caitlin fumes inwardly again and thinks, what was happening to her carefully wrought plans? Why was everything working out wrong? And she clenches her fists again and like Emily's still there.
She's just seconds away from stamping her feet, like, but she's not ready to give up, not by a long shot.
Oh, yeah. We're told there were still other ways to make Jed look at her instead of Diana, and a weekend of seeing unsophisticated Diana among the privileged and popular Highgate crowd should do the trick. And then, bear in mind again, Emily's standing right next to her.
Still there, right there, in front of her.
We're told Caitlin smiled slyly to herself. Perhaps Diana's coming wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Oh my God.
And that is the end of part 2 of Loving.
This book is delivering so hard in like 4 chapters at a time. It is just an amazing turnaround of ridiculousness.
Oh, absolutely amazing. So that is the second 4 chapters. I think it's all heating up.
You know what? It is things are coming along nicely. We have a nice simmer going, not just with Caitlin's rage, but also with various storylines and seeing how things are going to play out. There's it's I'm really enjoying this, I have to say. The Sweet Valley spirit is well and truly alive with all the fucking admin milk and the various like talking to themselves. So this is turning out to be a very solid book so far.
Well, we know that some of you, Pi Beta Alpha siblings, feel the same way because you were excited to get to know Caitlin in our first episode. She's a new face to many of you.
Very true. Like she's new to me as well, I have to say. I really, my only kind of point of reference for Caitlin was like the ads that would be in the back of Sweet Valley High books.
Yes.
That were like advertising this new series, Caitlin. And it was like, oh, she's like Lila Fowler on steroids, I guess. But like
she's
never
so much
investigated
more.
Further. And wow, she is so much more than that.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion about the number of Sweet Valley names. Like Bobbins and Buttons pointed out, why has everyone got mixed up Sweet Valley names? Roger Wake, clearly a mash of Roger Patman / Collins and Ned / Stephen Wakefield.
Yeah. And like as Cat Lady LC pointed out, there's a Regina and someone with the last name Collins. So like there's a lot of recycling going on, and it is a bit confusing.
Fuck's sake. Well, our friend of the show, Cressida Burton, came to our rescue. She said, it's time for Horse Facts with Cressida.
Hooray!
So she explained Western riding to us.
Yes. So, there is a difference. So I guess Western riding is, as she puts it, think cowboys, rodeos, city slickers, big saddles with big leather stirrups and a big horn at the front. Ooh, for hanging your lasso on, and 10-gallon hats. Apparently it's Cressida's biggest irk. Wear a proper helmet, people. Very fair. And then Eastern riding, more commonly known as English riding, the sort of thing you'd see at the Olympics. So I guess it's that like, it's your Jilly Cooper style of riding where it's like dressage and show jumping and hunts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think most people who learn to ride over here, like you would wear, wear jobbers, like
and a horse riding helmet. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or at least chaps and things. Like, God, we had like, there was not smelly, but mucky riding boots and like chaps and things in my house all the time when I was growing up because of my sister. But yes, when we talked about the boring horse art, she did point out it's probably by George Stubbs. If you have one in your attic, congrats, you'll be minted if you sell it. Ka-ching. Now, this is true. However, I spent a year in my art history degree doing 18th century art, and I had to look at a lot of Stubbs paintings, and they are so boring. Like, they literally are just side profiles of horses.
Yeah.
And the thought that if you were like Richard the God, and those are the paintings that you chose to hang in your house, is like really. She also said, yes, walking a horse in hand is normal. It's a great way to bond with or train a horse, and is also used when a horse is recuperating after an injury. No fields is a big no-no, though. Horses need to roam. See, I did think that because the stables where my sister rides, like the horses do go out in the paddock. And
so maybe they're just in the stables, I guess, when there's students coming to ride them. I don't know. I guess there must be people working in the stables that take care of all that.
Yeah. She says, finally, hunting? Nope. Just no. Not ever. Thank you for coming to my Neddy talk.
No.
And I don't know anybody who, I've never known anybody who hunted. Oh, no, I have. I did know somebody who hunted because their father was, they had a racehorse stables, and their family did. And their father used to take in, or the parents did, some of the puppies from every year's litters of foxhounds. And so they keep them around the stables to get them used to
horses,
giant hunters. And yes, I had to pretend. Well, I didn't even pretend. I was just like, yes, no, I don't really know. I'm really a fan of hunting.
Yeah.
But the puppies are very cute.
They're very cute dogs. Yeah, the whole hunt thing is, not great.
It's gross. Yes. Yeah. But yes, thank you for all those horse facts. Yes, she's ridden horses since she was 6, and horsey boarding school books are my area of expertise. Probably why I always adored these books, problematic as they are. And they really are.
Oh, God. Yeah, I feel like there's some really terrible stuff coming down the line for us in this series.
Now, Bob and the Buttons suggested a theme tune for the show. I'm sorry that we don't have a theme tune this week, but I'm just saying again that my brain has fallen right out of my head. My book's out in 2 weeks, and to
be fair, it's looking we're getting an episode out at all this week, to be honest.
Oh, God, yeah. But do please buy it. My book, is.
Absolutely. Yes. But yeah, we will have a theme tune at some point. We've got a lot of books and bits of books to go, so don't worry, it'll come.
Yes. Well, Bobbins and Buttons suggested something like the theme to The Sullivans, the Australian soap that was shown in the UK at lunchtime. Oh my God, the credits of The Sullivans is burnt into my brain with the sepia turning into colour and that kid stealing a hat. But do 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 do.
Oh wow! I have to say, I don't know The Sullivans at all.
Did you have the BBC when you were a kid, or were you in 2 Channel Land?
No, we were 2 Channel Land. We did not have the channels. Yeah.
See, in Dublin, we always had all the channels. So yeah, The Sullivans.
Bastards. With your Noel Edmonds and your Art Attack and all your good stuff.
Oh, we had it all in the big city. But yes, The Sullivans, I think, are certain British and some Irish and Australian listeners of a certain age will remember it very well. Plucky Insolence suggested, how about Betty Davis eyes, but as Regina Marvell's eyes?
I give those back.
The Glamour Granola said Mrs. Garrett from The Facts of Life would have never missed delivering a message. Stand aside, Forbes!
Oh, brilliant. Also, speaking of Mrs. Forbes, Pippi and Shirley got a tag yourself thread going, which was fantastic. And she said, I'm Mrs. Forbes. I hate all these racist 1% bitches, but especially that mean Ryan girl. Alas, my only power is to be a pain in the ass and barely do my job. It's a living.
Plucky Insolent said, I have the 2 inches Caitlin has on Jessica Wakefield. At height advantage and a tactical edge. From up here I see further, into space, into time, into the fragile hearts of the unsuspecting. I calculate, I scheme, I manoeuvre my pawns from tennis courts to stables to classrooms, bending the world to Caitlin's will.
Wonderful. Maria Teresa Biblioteca said, I'm Pena Doro, proprietress of the Gold Pen Shop, supplying the scary bitches of Highgate Academy with their ostentatious writing utensils.
5 Up Leggett said, I'm Regina Morrow. I didn't die of an overdose. I travelled back in time to Virginia. I married Jeremy Ryan and have an ungrateful bitch of a granddaughter named Caitlin. That would explain a lot.
It really would. We need the sci-fi angle on Sweet Valley.
Kath Ocean said, I'm a simpler time when you could have a drag show fundraiser and it wouldn't make the conservative news cycle. Good God, true.
Yeah, very true. PDX Katie did said, I am the Wakefield blue-green eyes. I am flashing with indignation at Caitlin's blue eyes getting 4 mentions in the first 4 chapters. The injustice. Oh, which reminds me, I have some outfits to talk about.
Shit, yeah. God, we were
Yeah.
lost in one of ourselves.
Totally.
Do
We just got
tell.
too excited to read all your comments out. Because yeah, we're just going to do the outfits because like they're kind of banging them out even at four chapters at a time.
They
Um,
are.
Truly. So yes, when Caitlin is back in Ryan Acres after she has her bath, she dons a long Chinese silk robe to stand around her walk-in closet and pick an outfit. Because of course none of her pants outfits will do, even her dressy satin and silk ones.
Oh, of course. Because who doesn't have satin and silk
Right?
pants outfit?
It's a literal rainbow of them because, Regina Ryan, of course, has banned trousers from social gatherings, so they were never going to be a running. So the dress that she bought on a shopping trip in Rome that she settles on, it was a magenta and pink chiffon dress that she bought the previous summer. Apparently, the dress has straight classic lines that make her slim legs look long and elegant, and the daring V-neck made her appear older than not quite 16.
Ay, ay, ay,
Like,
ay,
girl, of course
ay.
your grandmother hated this dress on you for this event. Like, this was all wrong. What were you thinking?
Oh, Caitlin, Caitlin,
Yeah.
Caitlin.
So then, when Regina makes her big dramatic entrance when everyone's assembled, she appears in a muted grey sheath dress, accented only by a diamond necklace.
Oh.
Now, like that's very classy, and truly, Lila Fowler could learn a thing or two when she was walking around in her like ruby earrings and diamond necklace and fucking emerald bracelet around a summer camp. And then the last one is when Caitlin has been told off for wearing her flashy dress. She's moping and she's like, "Would my brown cowl neck dress be better?" It was the plainest one she could think of, and of course that's
Oh.
the one Regina's like, "Yes, much better." So
Ugh.
yeah, dowdy brown cowl neck dress,
Ugh.
nerve.
How dare they put Caitlin into such a garment?
How indeed, terrible.
Though I'm sure her flashing eyes could pull it off.
I'm sure. I believe in her.
Um, Maria Teresa Biblioteca, returning back to our listener comments.
Yes, sorry.
Said no. Well, no, it's our fault for not. You're used to this new schedule, you see.
This is it. It's also classic PBA that we figure out the format as we go and then kind of nail it right at the very end.
I think we're doing pretty well remembering like this early on. Because we're not used to doing stats and outfits in PBA. So now it's like it's a whole new world.
It's a change. It's a new era for all of us.
Yeah. So Maria said, "My wife and I are at opposite ends of the Gen X spectrum, and we both loved the facts of life, especially Tomboy Joe, who makes me wonder how many of us were turned gay by Joe. Surely we're not the only ones. I bet you're not. Joe was very queer coded."
Okay. Yes. Oh, I did. I watched the like YouTube clip of the facts of life titles, and I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, is that Joe? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
She's cute."
Yeah. Well, Plucky Insolence did say maybe said when Anna mentioned the facts of life, the theme song instantly got stuck in my head. Maybe that could be the tune for PBA's Caitlin recaps.
Ooh.
Well, now that is, I think we've got a winner there. You take the good, you take the bad, you take the all, and then you have the Caitlin life.
Oh, you
the
see.
Caitlin life.
Oh, that tracks very nicely.
I'll work out the chords and get something going, but we will have a theme song.
Amazing.
It's
also good to let these things marinate for a bit and make sure you're nailing it. We don't want to rush these things.
So, yes, there were a lot of memories of people who've never read them, have never read the books, and are excited to get on board. And we did get a small point of clarification about our previous PBA episode about Quarterback Princess. PDX Katie said, small point of clarification, not all Oregonians know how to log roll. Some of us are definitely more the Ramona type and have lived in Portland our whole lives. The closest I get to logging is driving past the log trucks on the highway, like in Final Destination.
Terrifying.
Not too like Final Destination, I hope.
Hopefully not. Good God.
Fury Girl gave a fascinating insight.
Oh, yes.
Can Can you share?
Yes. She says, I bought some SVH books en français and accidentally bought Sally 2 and 3, which is apparently Caitlin's French name. Caitlin is a very 80s name in the US. Sally doesn't have the same cachet to me, but I'm not up on their 80s pop culture. So very different vibe for her to be Sally
So
than
different
Caitlin.
vibe. And like, I mean, maybe in the 80s, Sally seemed like a sexy American name, but
Maybe
it
it
seems
was,
a
yeah,
bit wrong.
doesn't it? It's kind of gas though to think of her being called Sally and
Sally.
carrying on like this. Sally Ryan. Not like Sally Ryan is sound. Like
Yeah. Sally
that's a
Ryan
girl
sounds a bit
who, like,
chill.
yeah, she does. She sounds chill, but like Caitlin, that girl is uptight and freaking out constantly.
Actually, we got another we posted again. Well, Karen made a post just saying what we were saying about Caitlin, you know, summing up our
Indeed.
thoughts on her, which were concise, I have to say.
Yes.
But Iridiclo said, I was so hyped to ponder this book, I borrowed it from the open library. An astonishingly unlikable protagonist. Truly. Like, seriously.
Yeah, very true. She's a nightmare. And yes, and the first 3 books of this trilogy, they are on like the Internet Archive. So if
yes,
you like,
they are.
if you like, you can make an account there for free and then just like borrow the book. You'll have to read it on your computer or your phone or whatever, but like they are also there for free. So it can be read online, and it is worth it because my God, this bitch.
Oh, seriously, like they have to be read to be believed. Like, you're getting the vibe here, but like read along with us to share your, you know, get the full picture.
Indeed.
And take advantage of the fact that they're there for free.
Yeah.
On the internet. Well, PBA siblings, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate you supporting the show. We really appreciate your patience while I'm off having sort of nervous breakdown every week.
It'll all be worth it. This book is going to be great.
Oh, well, it's coming out in the UK and Ireland and Australia. So especially Australian listeners, it would be really amazing if you ordered it from your favorite indie bookshop, ideally, because they are doing an Australian print one, which is pretty great. But you know, it'd be good if they felt it was justified by people buying it. So yes, you can order it from your bookseller of choice. International readers from other countries, if you go to kennys.ie, they are an amazing independent Irish bookshop based in Galway that ship all over the world. And Our Song is currently in their popular pre-orders page.
Ooh.
So, you know, if you want to help and pre-order it, that would be great.
Nice.
I would appreciate it. So yeah, you can go to kennys.ie and order it there. And yeah, if you're in Ireland or the UK, just pre-order it from your own local bookshop. And yeah, there's only a few weeks to go, so not intimidating at all. Very pleased to say that I am selling more, according to the Kenny's website, in pre-orders than J.K. Rowling. So fuck her.
Well, that's always good news.
Yes.
Hooray.
Her stupid next crime novel that I'm sure will be massively misogynistic and transphobic.
Yep.
Like her. So
indeed, that is how she literally rolls.
Yes. So yes, I'm sorry about all the plugging, but this is literally like my reason for living for the next while.
Help her out and pre-order that book, you guys.
Need all the help I can get. So yes, we will be back next week with part 2 of Camp Killer.
I'm excited.
Then there'll be possibly a little bit of a break in publication week and launch week. We'll have to figure out, because it's just I think I'm messing poor Karen around too much by saying, actually I can't record tomorrow. They've got to be photographed looking like 900 years old next to a photograph of me when I'm like 21 and have skin like an angel. Oh, it's going to be a compare and contrast on that spread, I can tell you. And the years have not been kind to her.
Oh, God. So negative, Anna. It'll be lovely.
Thank you very much. So, yeah, we will see you back here in the main feed, I guess. I'm never sure what to say anymore. Now we have two separate feeds. Or
Yeah.
this feed is everything all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see you back here in 1 week time for part 2 of the Camp Killer, when hopefully he will wreak his vengeance on Lacey and all who sailed her.
I genuinely am very excited to get into that second half of that book, because they made us work for it, and I feel like they eventually stuck the landing, but fuck me, it took them some time.
Still haven't read it, so we don't know.
Okay, it's all ahead of you.
I can't wait. And hopefully, but adjust expectations accordingly, we will see you back here in 2 weeks for part 3 of Loving.
Ooh.
See you then, hopefully, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.